When it comes to the apostolic dimension, one of the things you must know is that every apostle is not wired to be the same. There are different graces placed on apostles. Now, of course, there are similarities just like there are differences. Now, the similarity of every apostle is that they must be qualified to be an apostle based upon doctrinal clarity, how they present the gospel. That gospel message doesn't change. We cannot preach another Jesus. We cannot preach another gospel. We cannot establish a pattern that's contrary to the New Testament pattern as apostles. We must simply echo it, okay? And there must be different proofs of revelation, miracles. All those things must be similar. But there is a distinction as well. There are differences of personalities. Like Peter did not have the same personality that Paul had. James did not have the same personality that Andrew had, all right, or Matthew. So personalities are at work too in the apostolic grace. And there are different backgrounds, different experiences, different existential matters. And that makes apostles different from the other. But I discovered that even though all of us have that apostolic grace on us, there's a secondary grace, a secondary ascension gift grace that is given to every apostle. Now, apostles are called to be hyphenated. Now, of course, everybody knows this if you're used to the apostolic realm. That apostle represents the thumb. The prophet represents the finger. The middle finger represents the evangelist because they deal with the centrality of the gospel. Of course, that index finger is the prophet because he points you the direction or he points what's inside of you. The apostle is that thumb figure because it's the most stable finger, the most stable digit on the hand. The apostle doesn't move, it doesn't shake. Prophets might be moved, the evangelist might come here and go there, but the apostle stays, okay? Now, the wedding finger is representative of the pastor. The pastor is like married to the church. The pastor is that comforter, the nurturer of the church. They're the guide, the counselor. And then you also have the pinky finger, which is the balance of all the digits on the hand. The pinky finger brings balance. The pinky finger brings maturity. But also the pinky finger is the very finger we use, or the very digit we use to get the wax out of the ear. So a kingdom teacher is someone that gets the wax out of the ears, or protects the body of Christ from hearing strange doctrine or erroneous doctrine. But that apostle operates in a secondary grace gift or ascension gift. And sometimes apostles, their secondary ascension gift might be a prophet. So you might have apostolic prophets. So they might be more on the prophetic dimension as well as the apostolic. And so some of those apostolic prophetic people, sometimes they can easily get frustrated. They can easily get prophesied a certain way or speak in a different way that's kind of demanding because of that prophetic component within them. But then there are some apostles, their secondary ascendant gift is the evangelist. So they're all about, evangelistic campaigns. They're all about going out there reaching the lost. They're about going out there saving those who don't know Jesus. So even though they have established, churches or established a church, their main mission, their main focus is to save souls because their secondary ascendant gift is the evangelist. Okay. And so their personality is intertwined with those giftings of winning souls, presenting the gospel to them, and then establishing them to be disciples. But then some apostles are called to be apostolic pastoral. So they're more gifted in counseling. They're more gifted in understanding how therapy works. They're gifted in changing the psychology of people. At the same time, they're trailblazing, they're pioneering a movement, but it's going to be aligned to raising up counselors, raising up therapists, and it's going to be more dealing with social injustice, etc. Because that secondary ascendant gift is the pastor. And then you have apostolic teachers. That secondary ascendant gift for some apostles is teaching. And so not only are they establishing a church or establishing a group of people, but the main dominant thing that you're going to see in some of those churches that have apostles who are gifted to be teachers is a lot of sound teaching, a lot of sound doctrines being clarified, and it's going to be more apologetic. So you need to understand that every apostle has a different grace, and the secondary grace gift that apostle have is going to really be expressive within the ministry they establish. All right, and so you have to just simply find, if you're an apostle, you have to simply find, what is my ascendant gift? What is my passion? After I establish a certain church, after I establish a certain apostolic tribe, and brought a system there, what is my ascension gift that is secondary? Because most of the time, that secondary ascension gift is going to be highly expressive in that apostolic movement or that apostolic tribe. All right, so when you understand that, then you'll be able to embrace the distinctions and raise up apostolic teams according to those distinctions. God bless you.